We're live at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. I'm at ESPN Draft Nerd Jeremy Green of ESPN Radio Asheville and the Sportsocracy and NFLDraft.net. I need to add like two more ands. This is David Smith of Armchair Commentary and Great North Sports, and we're talking team needs and one player that every team in the NFL needs to sign in free agency, and we're the Baltimore Ravens. This team has been so close. Lamar Jackson's doing everything in his power. Derrick Henry was a great combo to Lamar Jackson, but I feel like we've been talking about receiver being a need for Baltimore for as long as I've been alive. David Smith, biggest need going into the offseason for the Baltimore Ravens is?
It's not wide receiver. I think it's a guard.
I can't disagree with you.
I think it's a guard. I think you need someone. I think you need offensive tackle. I think you need guard. You do need wide receiver, but I don't think that's your biggest concern.
The thing about wide receiver in this draft is that there are so many guys that I feel like are slot specific, or they're going to split their time between slot and on the outside. And Baltimore has Zay Flowers. So I need a legit outside receiver. I look at guys like Trey Harris. I don't love this free agent class. Baltimore's not flush with cap space. So I'm going to chase a receiver in the draft. Now, as for what you said at guard, that one's interesting to me because there is a free agent out there that they should be pretty familiar with that I think would be a nice addition. It's Kevin Zeitler.
And I think it's a phenomenal fit. As you said, it's a bit of a homecoming.
Look, sometimes the grass is not always greener on the other side. Zeitler was in Detroit. Things went well for him. Guards, they didn't go so well for the Baltimore Ravens. Biggest free agent on the roster for Baltimore, Ronnie Stanley. I can't commit big money to him, and I have a funny feeling that your New England Patriots are going to just back up a Brinks truck for him.
And that makes a ton of sense. I also don't mind the idea, if you're going bargain hunting, grabbing a guy to help out your defense, like maybe an Asante Samuel Jr.
Oh, I like that. I like that. He's a depressed asset because he didn't play a ton last year. That would allow you to keep Marlon Humphrey in the slot. Stop putting Brandon Stevens on the field because I think that would, and this is coming from a Jets fan, it would make me happy for you.
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins, he was better at times than I expected him to be. If you get that second year growth for him, the secondary is really solid. Baltimore did that thing that I told every team in the NFL they should do, which is draft Kyle Hamilton a couple years ago. He's turned into a stud. Baltimore does the draft right. The thing about Baltimore is that you just know as you're watching the draft, you see that guy falling going, hey, I hope he falls to the Jets. And you know there's a way that Baltimore is going to come in and snipe him, and he's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Every single time.
The thing about Baltimore, this team drafts so well, they don't have a ton of needs. I think they're so close. Kansas City is really vulnerable. If they were able to add a Kevin Zeitler, an Asante Samuel, draft that offensive tackle in the draft to replace Ronnie Stanley, I could see it being Josh Connerly Jr. out of Oregon. I really like the fit for Baltimore there. And I always look in draft order, how many teams in front of you can burn you for the guy you want? The good thing for Baltimore, you can burn a rival because Kansas City would be sitting on their hands going, please fall to us, please fall to us, please fall to us. And then you steal him and he becomes your left tackle for the next 10 years.
Baltimore always drafts well, like we were talking about. And I think that they've got the right systems in place. You talk about culture, and that's a team that doesn't have to worry about culture. That's a team that doesn't have to worry about identity. They know exactly who they are and what they need to do. Most of their blocks are mental more than anything. It is never about quality of player on the field. I think you address your Ronnie Stanley issue. You bring back Zeitler. You bring in Asante Samuel. And I think you take a couple of stabs in the draft, and they always do it well. And this team will be right back in the AFC Championship game, looking to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl.
I'm making my declaration now. Next year, AFC title game, I think it's the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Second day prospect to keep an eye on. We're at the Combine. We will see this workout live. Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State. He's really raw. There's not in terms of the tape, there's a lot of really good because he's a physical freak, but I think he's going to blow it out here at the Combine, and he would look really good opposite Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers in that Baltimore Raven offense. If you like this video, click the thumbs up. That helps us more than you could ever know, and subscribe to this channel to see all of our draft content, all of our free agency content. We'll be giving grades on every free agent as they're signed, and we're here all week, 2025 NFL Scouting Combine. We'll be breaking it down every night. He's Armchair Commentary David Smith of Great North Sports. I'm Jeremy Green of ESPN Radio Asheville, the Sportsocracy, and NFLDraft.net. And this has been Team Needs for the Baltimore Ravens.
unapologetic. Cancel, yeah, you can try. You can't cancel what's been tonight. I ain't been had a shit, no silver spoon, and